Good morning. It is currently 6:15 a.m. on Tuesday, February 10th, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So I think one of the biggest hurdles we have right now with all the snow outside is that when we got our first big snowstorm and then another smaller one on top of that, people started making all these jokes about living on Hoth and good timing, Lena. Making lots of jokes about having a lot of snow. And we've since doubled that or more, that amount of snow. And so the problem is we kind of used up all our jokes. You know, we peaked too soon as far as snow jokes. It's a problem. I actually ended up staying home from work yesterday. I have not 100% decided for today. I may at very least wait until a little bit later in the morning than I typically would to drive in. Yeah, this is a lot of snow. I mean, and this is definitely at the point where you've heard me say on this video a couple of times already about how this is a lot of snow. And then yesterday we got another 2 feet of it. Yeah, so there's a lot of snow out there right now. It's not literally piled up against the, I have my patio door right here. It's not literally like piled up against the window or anything, but even just that little patio, which is covered, has a good 2 feet on it. It is a little bit surreal, actually. Now, I mean, it'll get under control at some point, obviously, but when you hear talk about climate change and increasing incidences of severe weather, you wonder if this is kind of what they mean, and it doesn't sound fun. Not this. Oh, great, because climate change usually sounds so fun, right? But anyway, that aside, there's an important piece of entertainment news that came out yesterday that I feel that I must discuss. I have very strong feelings about it. So let me start with just a hint. So, Sony Pictures has long owned the movie rights to Spider-Man. And Marvel itself, when it was having financial problems back in the 90s, I believe, or was it sooner than that? I don't even remember, honestly. Sold those movie rights as well as for X-Men and Fantastic Four to 20th Century Fox. But now that Marvel is on the rise again, they're making a number of their own great movies. They, they were thinking, hey, we're making all these great Avengers movies and all these other movies, but in the comics, Spider-Man's an Avenger, He hangs out with those guys sometimes. So it's a little bit sad, the idea that we can't have Spider-Man in those movies. It's also weird that they can't even say the word mutant. But, I get it. But Spider-Man should be an adventure, right? So people wanted Sony and Marvel to work it out. And you know what? They announced that they did. They worked it out. The next, or not the next, I guess they haven't said exactly which one, but the next Spider-Man movie that Sony makes will be partnering with Marvel and Kevin Feige, who runs the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to have Spider-Man! And then presumably Spider-Man will just be part of the new canon. Now, I think they have announced that Andrew Garfield will be recast, which is a little bit of a shame because I did like him in the role, but I also would not be too bummed to have them leave the Amazing Spider-Man universe behind. I did kind of like those movies, but I don't know that they fit perfectly with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so maybe better to just kind of start from scratch. But still, Spider-Man! The only caveat I have on this news is that they announced that some of their other Phase 3 movies like Black Panther and Captain Marvel are having their releases delayed to account for shuffling of including a new Spider-Man movie. And that bums me out just a little bit because I'm really excited for those too, and I don't like the implication that they're lesser and therefore must make room for Spider-Man, although in some ways they kind of are. You know, I mean, Spider-Man obviously is a much bigger name. People know more about him, and so, you know, as far as making box office, you get that. I just hope that it doesn't indicate a wavering in their commitment to do Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and other such. But anyway, as far as Spider-Man goes, I'm very happy because I'm a big fan. Remember, you can find all my stuff at christianaellis.com, and I'll see you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.